And a very warm welcome to the podcast, Samuel Chambers. How are you today, Samuel?
I'm doing great, brother. How about yourself?
Wonderful. So let's get this started. So where are you right now on planet Earth?
I am on the beautiful sunshine state of Florida, Palmetto, and yeah, so it's nice, warm, not too cold. It was cold a couple days ago, but now it's just nice and warm.
Cool. So in terms of to make people jealous, there was reports, I think, 2 weeks ago that Florida had snow. So you're telling us now that it's quite warm. So what temperatures are we looking at?
So as I speak, I'm in Palmetto. That
Right.
was in probably Orlando and Tampa, possibly St. Pete. That area
Okay.
that caught the most of the snow. I didn't get to see none of that, and
Right.
I was really sad about that because I went to New York one time and I saw how pouring down it was,
Yeah.
and I was like, wow, this is what snow feels like. So they lucky I mean, it was like actual. They could actually build snowballs and throw it at people. It was crazy. So
Wow.
yeah.
And is that unusual for the area, or is that it
I
is?
mean, we're a tropical state, so it's kind of like it'll come when it comes type
Right.
ordeal.
So if you were to give, say, like a rating or a review of where you live, and somebody was to go and visit, give it your best shot. Is it like palm trees, open top kind of cars, lovely beaches and sunsets? So give it your best review to
I'm
get
gonna say
people into your
this.
area.
I would say this. It's a wild place. In a
Okay.
good way, and sometimes in a bad way. We got some mixture of everything. We got people with how should I say it, sundown roofs and stuff like that. We got people out here wearing swim shorts in the cold. It's
Okay.
crazy. It's a beautiful environment. You know what I'm saying? But if you're talking about like coming down here, yeah, we got Miami, Orlando, Tampa, St. Pete, but there's also Palmetto Bay, Sarasota, where I'm from, and we got some nice beaches out here as well. We got the Point that's heading like this way. Um, how should I say it? We got a couple other spots that really catches my eye, like the Cabo spot that I go to, and it's it's a beautiful spot. I would rate it like for me since I've been here all my life. I say I'll give it a I give it a 7.8.
Oh,
But
7.8. Okay.
on a good day though, on a good day,
Right.
I give it an 8.9.
8.9, that's very so. Is it like the bad boy movies where you see Will Smith and Martin Lawrence? Is it that exciting or
That's close to like the Orlando, Miami area.
right?
So like because where I'm at Palmetto, it's calm. We only get certain things happening today.
Right,
Bradenton is kind of like it's a little bit of festive. You got the downtown stuff like that, and
right.
then with Sarasota, it's the uppity uppity. So it's kind of like you go there, go to the beaches on there because that's where the bay mostly is at, and yeah, it's just a vibe. It's constantly something new. It's not like New York, but
Right.
if you go to St. Pete, that's like New York. That's what I call it for
Ah,
me.
oh, okay. Well, so it's nothing like Dublin at all. Dublin at the moment in Ireland is miserable. It's cold. It's a 2 out of 10. That's all I'm going to say.
Mhm.
I'm going to get lots of complaints now. I'm going to be cancelled. So, I gave a little bit of information about your background before we started. So, tell us a little bit more about the listeners, a little bit more about yourself. So, your background, your education, and so on. So, go ahead, sell yourself.
Yeah, man. Basically, what we got going on is 23 right now. I'm born and raised here in Florida, and basically, I've been to school in Palmetto High School and stuff like that. Decided to leave early and pursue a goal of mine, and I thought it'd be cool to go into film and stuff. When in actuality, when I left school, I decided to journey off on my own to a couple places with my friends and been able to explore the world a little bit because
Yeah.
I've been around been on out of the country once in Finland, and I was able to go there for a little bit and then come back home and just being able to explore the world for a bit until I actually figured out that life really needs a purpose. And so after that, one of my first mentors came around and decided to take me under his wing and teach me a bit more about poetry.
Okay.
And so from the fact of me being able to do that with him and learn a lot more about the trade and stuff like that and being able to write better, I started doing little, how should I say it, open mics, doing that. Thought it'd be cool to do a, how should I say this, build an audience with that.
Okay.
And then from there, I kind of like stopped doing it because I didn't feel like it was heading to where I really wanted to go, which was film,
Right.
in the entertainment industry. And I like film more than anything. So from that point of view, I decided to, do that with, and I met these two people, well, no, three people who do film, and they was like, you do poetry and stuff like that. And actually, backtrack a little bit. I went to an event that got me the chance to meet these three people, and they said, "Did you do great with the poetry?" And I was just like, "Yeah, I was taught and stuff like that. I feel like I'm doing all right." And they said, "Do you want to do film?" And I was just like, yeah, sure, yeah, because that's what I wanted to do."
Sure.
So I went with them, studied under them, learned a couple things from them, especially did some YouTube, self education and stuff like that pertaining to the entertainment field. And then after that, after my mentorship, doing projects with them, little script details, little business ideas, a little bit of learning how to do content and stuff like that throughout the time of me from I would say 18 to 23 years old now. I started to strike out and work on my own things. So it was a big ups and downs, whole lot of all arounds, and I'm glad that I got a chance to finally buckle down and do my own thing, and which is my project, the Timid Bunny.
Well done. We'll talk about more about that later on. In terms of the when you left high school, what was the reaction? I mean, was it an immediate thing? You just went, "Ah, I've had enough of this. This is not for me." I mean, what was there external forces of nature saying, "Don't do it, don't do it," or did you just say, "Look, this is what I want to do. I want to progress into the entertainment industry, animation." Was this your goal?
So for some about me, I like taking risks. I don't know why. I just don't know why I love taking risks so much. I felt like for me, it was to test something out, to like show, like to prove something, and to prove that like with me, like when it comes down to my career, now not saying everybody's career, but my career, I really wanted to like go into it with like burn the boats type of ordeal.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say this for anybody who's thinking about doing it, like um take your time, think about the things you're doing. Like, listen, it's your life, do what you please. I'm not gonna be your parent, but like, take it with some caution. Understand that whatever you decide to do, it's gonna be consequences. Like people gonna look at you weird, people gonna do this, say this about you, but as long as you're able to take it on the chin, you'll be fine. But well, for me, it was something about like I wanted us to do something that was unordinary for my family,
Right.
and so I wanted to I wanted to feel like that freedom was with me because it was so much of like you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to make sure this happens, you got to make sure that's happening. Which yeah, certain things we got to do when we don't feel like doing it. There's certain things. I'm not saying everything, but me being able to take the reins of my fate and be like, you know what, I'm tired of this. I'm out. I dipped out. Worked on a couple other projects before I met my mentor and my before I met my friends, and that was around COVID, which was a crazy time. Um, After being able to witness everything I wanted to witness, like I said, it was just me being able to see what the world was like without having like that just without having to feel like I was in cage or something. Which yeah, like sometimes yeah, I be thinking about I should go back, but I'm just like I'm already deep already. I'm already deep, so I just never look back at it.
But you can always go back later on, as you know.
Yeah.
It's a case of your. I think that we always have this. Maybe it's a kind of pattern that we've been kind of led to follow, where you go to school, you go to college, and then you get a job, and then you get married, you have kids, you get a mortgage, you get a dog, you get a cat. But you've gone the total opposite way, and they said you followed your goals, you followed your dreams. So in terms of this uh your mentors you mentioned, is this anything got to do with stage32.com, or is that totally something different whatsoever? Is that like a platform where you can express yourself as an artist with animation or discuss it with mentors?
So from I'll say this, my mentors I've met just by living life. They put me to the side. Someone would tell me about this person. I would go learn from them and go from that. As for Stage 32, that's basically like a platform for like people who are like me, who are filmmakers, who want to get their projects out there, who wants to get mentored and stuff like that. Have being able chance to just chill with people who understands what they do, and they're able to like it's kind of like LinkedIn,
Right,
LinkedIn for filmmakers. So when I was able to take that, or I think no, someone showed me this, and I was just like, oh, this is interesting. First time I was on it, I didn't know what I was doing. The
right,
second time I was on it, I had an idea of what to do and how I can like boost my career up from where it is now, from where it was then, from where it is now.
right,
So it was just like mostly just being open. Like one thing about my teacher said, the wise person knows not.
right.
He doesn't know much. He doesn't say that he knows. He just understands that things change
Yeah.
and nothing's certain. So I took that before he passed away, rest his soul. But I learned that from being able just to be open. My first mentor is just be open to the world. Don't be too open now, but
Yeah.
like be open to the things like allow certain things in that you feel comfortable with letting in. And so, I mean, from the day I dropped out of high school to me being here now is kind of like a blessing because there's multiple things. There's a bunch of stuff that could have happened that could have been really bad, but it
Right.
didn't. And I'm glad I made it this far. So I'm just ready for the next chapter with everything I got going on.
I mean, it's very brave what you did. I mean, your friends, say for example, or your high school pals, how was their path kind of turned out? With them following kind of the same kind of journey, so to speak, like high school, maybe job, college, that didn't kind of drop out. I hate that word drop out. I don't mean you dropped, you know what I'm trying to get at. I don't like that word drop out because drop out I think is misused. I think
Yeah,
you just decided to take a different journey or a different path.
indeed. No, I like that too. Like the word humble. I like the word respect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the word respect more than the word humble. So I feel what you're saying. But as for, like the question was how do you see your friends like turn out and stuff?
Yeah, so generally, so say for example, they stuck to the same kind of path that most people do, where they go to high school, they stay in high school, then they go to college to get a job. How is their kind of journey? Have you kept in touch with any of them?
So the craziest part about that, okay, so I have like I'm gonna say like 14 of good friends I still keep in contact with. So like six of them dropped out of college.
Right.
Two of them got they have their families now, which I'm happy for. I check out on their kids and stuff like that. Two of them, and then like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Wait, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. So those two. Now the last one, 2, 3, 4. Um, yeah, some of them have passed away.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, it gets weird because like one thing I'll say about after high school is not like we were sheltered, like we had our parents do the things that we needed to do, like work with. But after that, it's kind of like you're a human being now. Like
Yeah. You're on your
your own.
own.
So it's like it's crazy like how we just like we were just once kids in elementary school. Now we in high school. Now we leaving, and now
Yeah.
we in college. Or some of us decided to just pursue our own thing.
Yes.
So it's baffling. It's weird sometimes, but we grow, we learn. I say, what's it called? Natural selection.
Natural. So what do you mean by natural selection?
I would say like in life, there's certain people that are intended to move forward, and then some just not. Everybody has their expiration date, and certain things like are meant to like go other ways. Like me, like if I were to tell me that like when I was in ninth grade or something like that, like yeah, we did out. We're working on other stuff. He's like, are you serious? Like
Yeah.
that's what I think because I was such like go to school because I was gonna go to Full Sail University
Right.
for like game design, and I decided not to do that because I really wanted to, tell stories and stuff like that. And I felt like this game design wasn't like that, and I don't know if that was art related, but I understood that it was something in technology, and I was
Right.
just like, because I like tech, I like the new stuff that's coming out nowadays, but yeah, it just took a different turn. Like life just said, "Hey, you got this to do." So when I say natural selection, I think like certain people are picked to do certain things, and
Right.
they're meant to like move, keep going on, or just like stay behind. So uh, right now, as we speak, I feel like I'm meant to move forward because of everything that's happening right now is crazy. Like on the tail, like everything that's happening from last year tail end is just like it's kind of like this,
Right. Okay.
like that. Kind of like a up and down, but steady rising. So it's kind of weird. But I think like when I see my friends and stuff like that, it's kind of sometimes a night and day difference. So
Do you
things
think
turn.
Samuel, you're ahead of your time? So you seem to have mature head on young shoulders, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I you know what's crazy? Like people say that I don't feel that. Like listen, the only reason why I do, other reason I feel like I'm able to like be what I am today is because of the help.
Right.
I've seen a lot of people just like turn down a handout. I don't understand it. I
Yeah.
don't I don't understand why people don't like handouts. But
Right.
me, like every time life said here, I said, okay, I don't know what to do with it. I guess I'll find out.
Right.
So the more like I told you, my mentor, he told me to keep open mind. So being able to keep an open mind to the fact of just being just having a not like a subjective but an objective view of life. Just being like, hey, like something's gonna come your way. It could be bad, could be good, but you're gonna learn from it.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's it just comes with time. I remember when I first dropped out, decided to take another path. I was just so confused because I didn't know what like I had an idea of what I wanted to do, but
Yeah.
I didn't know how to execute it.
Right.
But with time, it was kind of like my own college. Like life was, School of Hard Knocks. I felt like life was my school, and I had my 4 year as I say, my 4 year course or school year, or I don't
Yep.
know, curriculum. I don't know how to say it, but those 4 years, and now I'm out of college, and now it's like what my fifth. Like I think my anniversary came like 2 days ago
Okay.
of doing this. So it's my fifth year in no, my 6th year doing this.
Right.
So it was just a whole lot of patience. It took a whole lot of patience, a whole lot of understanding, a whole lot of learning, forgetting, a lot of moving past people, coming close to people. And it was hard. I'm not gonna say it's easy because practice no. And on paper it looks easy, but in practice it's like it's different. So
Yeah, I'm watching you here on the camera. I'll tell you something. You do wonderful face gestures. You're like Chris Tucker. It's funny.
yeah, people say I'm animated, so yeah.
No, but you are. You're very good, but you have an infectious personality, and I think you're going to do very well. So it's keep doing what you're doing. So let's chat then about the like storytelling and animation. I mean, why do you love this, and when did this passion kind of start?
I'm not gonna lie to you. When I my first Disney movie, The Lion King. I'm
Okay.
not gonna lie. When I first saw that, it was beautiful. The way they did it. Like nowadays, it's like with the live action. We'll get into that later on, but like the animation aspect of it is so beautiful. When I first saw it, then I saw the other things that Disney was making, like Treasure Planet and what else was it? Treasure Planet Atlantis. That
Yep.
really what got me. And after that was like Avatar: The Last Airbender. And then after that, as I grew up even more, I got into anime, and I saw how beautiful the arts and stuff like that were when they do their scenes and stuff. It's crazy. Like my sister, she does art, and I got a lot of friends who do it. But it was really cool when I got to see my sister like have a passion for it, the arts, like being able to draw and stuff. And then I was just like, this is what me and her like. We talk about it every day. We talk about stuff like Infinity Train and a whole lot of other shows that aren't dedicated to anime, but it's I don't know, it just felt right. It just felt right and just better than I feel like for me it was live action. It's just better than live action. I mean, I can, that's subjective, but like, and don't get it twisted now. I do I do draw influence from Quentin Tarantino, from Ryan Coogler, from Martin Scorsese, and what's his name? Damn, forgot his name. He did Clockwork Orange.
Oh, that's a classic.
Yeah, I like, and I have also been, I'm gonna say it like this. Like my friend told bought a movie. It's like a movie, like it's like a platform with undiscovered movies. I watched that. I use his account, and I just be drawing influence every time. It's like in my life, it's a big it's just big influence. Everything from conversations to looking outside right now, being able to see the green grass and stuff like that, like seeing how life just gradually moves forward. I think that's one of the things I like the most about being able to be a storyteller and an animation lover. So if that makes sense.
No, it does. So where did you generate these ideas? I mean, is in terms of do you do you take like everyday life and then you kind of change or convert them into animation? Or are these, I mean, do you go to sleep at night and your brain is constantly thinking, what can I do with this or what can I do with that? Is that how you work as an artist?
Yeah, so I'm really like when it comes down to me being an artist, like, and now like for me, I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm just a storyteller. I have a love for animation. I don't do animation. I suck at drawing.
Okay.
I'm terrible at it. But I understand there's a lot of people out there that have a real passion for it. So like being able to understand like what my mentor said, be that was what my second mentor told me, be able to work with people. So I'm really cool with people. I don't like one thing I don't understand about our generation or just people in general, some people just don't like humans. They just
Right.
don't.
Mhm.
I don't understand it because we need each other. We need each other to move forward and move the pedal forward. Yes, sometimes we have our solo moments, but when you're able to have so many people like my sister, my team who's working on this project I'm working on, outside people, and a whole bunch of other people who was able to be like, I want to help, I want to do
Yeah.
this with you, I want to do that with you. It's a blessing, man. It's just I see myself not only just as an artist but a businessman because one thing that I must say when as we get deeper into the conversation about the project,
Yeah.
it's just a lot of creators don't have that business mindset. It's
Right.
just straight creativity, and
Right.
it scares me.
Okay.
Like,
In what way
um,
does it scare you? In what way? Just in case anybody is having this similar kind of they're going
yeah,
through a similar path. Why does it scare you?
it scares me because when it comes down to people having like all these great ideas, all these great stories, all these good art pieces, food, whatever it is on the artist front with film as well, it's just people don't see the importance of like marketing, the importance of collaborations, the importance of looking at your contracts.
Right.
It's just, and I've seen it. It puts a big hole in you because you're an artist and you're
Right.
seeing people get duped every single day, and it sucks because like people want experience, people want to be out there in exposure, people want this like that, but I understand that completely. But we in America, it's capitalistic. You
Right.
gotta, and I'm not, and trust me, when it comes down to me doing that, like I love, I'm gonna treat you how you treat me.
Yeah.
I'm a big proponent in being fair, but at the same time, you got to understand there's people out here that's willing to, credit prey on people, your innocence, on your
Yeah.
negligence,
Yeah.
because you don't see it. So within these 5 years of me learning this stuff, it just I've seen the worst, I've seen the good, and I've seen the ugly, and
Yeah.
it's woo. It really just it really makes me think, and I'm glad life took its time with me to be
Sure.
like, hey. And the crazy thing is, people tell me like, "Are you gonna do like big things the way you think?" I'm like, these 5 years, I'm able to sit down and actually look and actually be like, "Is this good for me?
Hmm.
What can we do to change that? How am I thinking?" Because I remember when you were saying, how does your brain work? It's like it's constantly happening. Like
Yeah.
every time I wake up till I fall asleep, I'll be listening to people like Alex Hormozy, what is it, Leon Aboud, who does crypto and stuff like that, and I do projects and stuff like that, and especially Alex Hormozy does business and stuff. And I'm looking at Damian Keys, even though he does music. I draw um I draw inspiration from everything. If you're able to know the foundation, the basics,
Yeah.
and you're able to water it down to like understand, okay, this is the business aspect as a whole. It may be
Right.
subjective with the niche of music, but I can still take the things that they're telling me and put it into my thing.
Right.
And so I'm advocate on being self taught, and I think when I left, when I decided to choose another path besides school, I dive deep. I dove deep. I've learned. I'm learning, not learned. I'm learning every single day how these things work. Constantly talking to people, seeing how I can be better at it. Because um, I'm gonna be a leader. I am a leader, to be honest. I am a leader to deal with this project. But there's people like my son, my daughter, who's going to be able to take the hand of somebody else and be like, "Hey, I can show you the way. Hey, I can help you with this. Do you need help with that? What's going on here? How come that's not going?" And then learn how to talk to people. It's all just, it's levels to it, and we all need that moment to be like, "Hey, this is this is for the long term, not the short term." So
And does it make you cynical, Samuel? You mentioned there that, the business side of it, so to speak. Does it make you that, you might have a good creation, you might have a good vision, but yet the business side of it might take it to a different direction?
I will say this with the idea of have I'm gonna say this, it goes hand in hand.
Right.
It's kind of like the music business, the film business,
Yeah.
the cooking business. It goes hand in hand. We all need that. Now, for one thing I will say, it's important. There are people that are like they're so strict with it. They don't want to try new stuff.
Yeah.
And I feel like, bro, you gotta try new things to at least test something out,
Yeah.
to get like higher in the ranks of doing stuff like that's why we have awards for it. We have different things that people really look for when it comes down to music, film, cooking, television, whatever it is. They want that spontaneity. They want that feeling of like, wow, I'm blown away.
Yeah.
And that's what the good marketing, branding, a good creative, and being able to be inspired by anything. So when cynical, I don't think it's cynical. It's just like it's like taking care of your child. There's the fun aspect of taking care of your child, and there's the parents side of you're taking care of your child. And
Yeah.
sometimes you got to put that foot down and be like, hey, and this is not only with your child, but it's also with the people who are teaching your child, taking care of your child, and making sure that this person that you're popping out into this world is prepared for. And
Right.
so it's important that a lot of people just don't take it in a bad light. It's important that we have business so we can have structure, so we can have that. And it just, like I said, it goes hand in hand. It's not just a one side thing when it comes down to it. So, like I'm gonna say this, I'm a big yin and yang type of person. I like black and white. Well, since we're what like that's besides the point. But like I believe in like everything has something within the other,
Right.
even if it's in a small sense. So
I look at your style again, as I said, Samuel, before we recorded, I mentioned about Samuel has great style compared to my style. And I think with that style, he'd be in Rush Hour 4 movie or Rush Hour 5. I think that's what's going to happen. As a, your personality, and anybody listening to this, if you're not looking at the video podcast version, is that, Samuel comes across very enthusiastic, very driven, and at such a young age as well. So all I can say is congratulations to Samuel. So let's move on then to your animated project. So the Timid Bunny. So wait, how did this start? And kind of give an insight to why the Timid Bunny and where did the name come from?
So I'm gonna say like this, about to take a little bit of a dark turn. So my friend who was going to do big things within his career, which is music, and he like I said was music, and he got he had a friend group that was like with him. Everything was going great. He was doing his thing musically in the area, and then the fact that his friends decided to see his success and got envious of it, they decided to, backstab him, do some heinous stuff to him, and it just he just couldn't take it. So, but I'm gonna say this: he found his silver lining through it, through the betrayal and stuff like that, but decided to try it again. But he felt like he couldn't do it like he used to do it. People were still saying what happened and stuff with him, and I felt as if when he was telling me this story, it felt in defeat of attitude. So he dropped it again, fell into a deep depression for it in it, and then he started to take his life. And so before he told me, before he went to the other side, I had asked him, would it be okay for me to, tell your story in case like, someone else needs to like, like understand how this would feel. And he was like, yeah, but he in his joyful self, he'll be like, yeah, man, sure, do your thing. But like it was like in a defeated mindset. It was like, yeah, man, like, of course, yeah, man. Felt bad. Um, Checked them on him, as much as I could. And then a couple days later, um, yeah, I got the news, and yeah, that's what happened with that. He decided to, do that, and yeah, it kind of hurt a little bit. It hurt a little bit, you know what I'm saying? In my mind, he wouldn't wanted me to cry about it. He understood that what I was going towards, and he said, don't let me whatever I got going on affect you. And as much as that it hurted, but I respected it. Dealt with that for a bit. A couple days later, um, I got a chance to speak with my cousin. She got accepted to Warner, and being accepted to Warner, she's a track star, and well, she does track. Let's say that she's
Okay,
on the way. She's on the way.
that's it. I love your positivity. She's on the way.
Yeah, she's on the way. Uh, I ain't trying to knock down nobody. I just said she's on her way.
She's on the
She's on
way.
her way. And, my sister Serenity, um, she does track as well, and she's younger than both of us.
Mhm.
And I saw those two, and I was like, oh, look at them. Because they having fun with it. You know what I'm saying? They don't have the pressures. Well, my cousin does in a way because she's in college. She's a college athlete, and she has to make sure she keeps herself up. But my sister, she's doing it, but she's doing it for her coach. She has competitions and stuff like that, and I saw those two, and I was like, dang, I wouldn't want somebody to do what my friends did. Not my friends, but what my friends did to him.
Yeah.
and bring them down onto the level he was at. So I looked at them, I see them because, that's my family. We want to strive high and do stuff like that so we can make the best of our lives out here. And for me, I saw that and I was like, okay, I kept that in mind, and I kept the other thing in mind. The thing that really kept me in mind was, like I told you, on the tail end of last year, 2024, I saw a Nike commercial, and it said, "Comfortability, winning isn't comfortable." And I was like, I got it.
Yeah.
And I put my friend's situation with my cousin and my sister in the Nike ad, and I said, hey, what are the chances if I can sell a script? Because in my mind, in the beginning stages, I was going to sell this script, get some money off it, put it toward another project that I really wanted to work on. And the fact of me doing that, and I made the story up like this. Tony the Rabbit, who got betrayed by his friends at the height of his career, and his friends decided to betray him, and he's looking to get back into the field, hoping that won't happen again. But he's wanting to give it a try, and so with that story being told through not only just a random coincidence, it was like my friend, my cousins, and the Nike ad. I thought it'd be dope to make a story about that, and it was gonna get sold. It was just gonna be a script I wrote, polished it up, and sell it off. And then I just thought about it. I was like,
You
I
didn't.
would.
Yeah. You didn't. Did you not feel right about it? Well, just probably the timing. Was it the timing?
No, it was just like I don't know. I really wanted to, like, around that time. I had a girlfriend, and everything was so crazy. I didn't understand what was like. I felt like we were just on two different beats, and then we had an argument, and then after that, I just felt like it was just done. And then, like, for me, I had blocked her, and then, like, I was like, oh, well, I really wish I didn't do that. I tried to go back and be like, hey, have a conversation with her, but she was like, no. I was like, really? Come on. And then around that time when I blocked her, I was working on a script, and people started calling my phone. People started texting, they started emailing me, and I was just like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Where was this energy when she was around?
Yeah.
And it just, it didn't make sense. I still feel it to this day in a way, because it's like all this stuff is happening, and it just wasn't with her. But it was crazy being able to have all these things happen in a weird way. And now 2025, and we're in February now,
Yeah.
and it's been like I told you, it's been like this,
Yeah.
and it's crazy. I still have thoughts and be like, damn, like what would happen if like she was around to see all this, but time changes, things happen. And so for me being able to just, I don't know, I just felt like it was needed. It was like, to like say the least, it felt like it was needed for me to just to make it myself, because my friend entrusted me with this project, with this information that he told me, the story that he told me. So I felt like I was letting him down too if I just was like, yeah, man, here, yeah, just give me the money and I'll work on this.
Right.
I felt bad. I was like, wait a second, I'm tripping. I'm tripping. Like, and so after that, I said no, because I had some people look at it like, hey, he's like, you still working on something? You still doing this, doing that? I'm like, yeah, I'm doing this. But then when like rubber was almost hitting the road, it was like, hey, you still want that script? I know somebody who may want it. I was like, for real? And he was like, yeah. It was a phone call. I thought about it, and I said, no, no, I'm gonna keep it. He's like, you sure? He's really adamant on the story he was telling me, and he saw it was cool. He probably could like I was like my plan was to sell it to Nike, on Cloud, somebody within the running thing.
Yeah.
like a commercial or a little something for them, a campaign. And I was like, you know what? No, I'm gonna make it.
No, well,
So
fair play to you for sticking to your guns and being determined that's what you want to do. I mean, can I ask you I mean, if your girlfriend is watching this right now, have you a message for her? I'm only joking. We'll move on.
nah, I'm just saying. I mean, hey, if she were to like, I don't know what to say. Like, we up down in a way, we up down in a way, but
Just blow her a kiss. It's Valentine's Day soon. Um, can I just ask, just in case anybody is feeling stress or pressure? You mentioned there about your friend who unfortunately passed. Can I ask how old was he?
he was older than me. He was like 25.
So still a young man. And I mean, you mentioned that you visited on him, and just for anybody that's listening to this, um, it's it's a tough situation to be in, isn't it?
When like I told you, when I left high school and stuff like that, seeing other people's lives, like it was crazy. Like I'm hearing a death every once in a while,
Right,
every like every like week in a way. It was crazy. It was
right.
crazy on that like like I'm telling you like we was just in elementary school. We go to high school. We go through that whole thing, and then we leave school, and
Yeah,
then life actually been like, hey, it's time for you to go.
yeah,
I'm just like, oh my gosh. Because like in my mind, it was so much going on. And even from that point when me and my girl was in a relationship, I remember we went on our I think it was our fourth date with each other. And then I get a call from one of my peoples saying that a little homie of mine's died. He was what? I was like 21 around that time? Dude was 18.
wow.
And
Okay,
he was supposed to go to his first art project, like art expo, and before, no, it was after the fact. So he got the feeling of success and he got stripped away from him.
right.
And it hurt so much. I literally cried. I literally cried in her arms that day because it hurt. It hurt because it was a small dude. It was somebody younger than me. Around that time, I think I was like, what, 2021? And just someone at 18 years old, first exhibit of his art.
Yeah,
Now it's just,
very,
it
very
was like,
young, very young. Yeah,
it's
super
crazy.
young.
It's crazy. Like life can go I sometimes think like, dang, like I don't want to get to that point like in my mind, like, hey, this thing goes super well. It just and I'm gone. I
Yeah,
don't want to think like that. But it's just that can happen to anybody.
yes. No, I like the way you say that. It can happen to anybody. There's a fine line, and I think it's a case of if anybody is listening to this and they're having issues or they're depressed or down or life is not going the way they probably thought it was, try and talk to somebody, anybody. And,
Yeah.
I know it's easier said than done, but please reach out to somebody you trust, anybody that you can confide in or look for a bit of help. So can I ask then for the timid bunny? I mean, have you had any resistance to this, or has anybody been critical in terms of the the projected path you're going on in
Um,
relation to the animation or the story or how, if you have, how is that making you feel? If that makes sense.
yeah. Um, it's weird, it's kind of like that. They're on the fence type comments. You know what I mean? It's like they're not.
Give me examples, just so anybody's listening, because sometimes we hear these on the fence comments, as you mentioned, and
Yeah,
sometimes
it's
it'll be like little whispers. Somebody says something to somebody else, but you never, they rarely say it to you. But when they do say it to you, it's kind of like a little dig. It's kind of like it's not it's not positive. It's just a dig, a put down.
yeah, it's weird. It's weird because it's like the way I'm heading, and it's like they're constantly like getting these feedback. They're seeing people say good things about me, and then there's this podcast I'm doing with everybody, and I'm getting these types of invitations to these little events, and then I'm telling everybody about what's going on. I'm doing stuff like this where
Yeah,
people buy a spot. it's just like it's like they don't want to say the wrong thing because this can pop off at any moment,
Yeah.
and they don't want to say the wrong thing to have me like in their head like, oh, remember what you said though?
Yeah.
Like kind of like those situations is they're not coming out and saying, oh, like it's not gonna work, bro. Just pack it up. It's like they're like, well, just keep in mind that this thing might not work,
Right.
but I'm here for you. But mind you, it's on the
Yeah.
fence type stuff,
Yeah.
and I'm like, okay, like what side are you on?
Yeah.
Because as parents and stuff, we want the best for our kids and stuff, and we don't want them to feel the pain of losing it. But like, I understand that, but like, if you're gonna be on the fence, just pick a side. Like I understand like certain things. Like, I tell myself sometimes, like, listen, at least like whatever happens, we got experience. I
Yeah.
want to win. I
Yeah.
want to win, but we got experience from it.
Yeah.
So it's weird. It's just weird. It's like the more like I remember when I left school, they told me to go back. I was like, nah, let me see how this goes. I do that. Yeah, I get jabs. I get that there, get this there, get hurtful words there. But I'm still going. I'm still
Yeah.
being persistent. This is
Yeah.
6 years in the making.
Yeah.
Six. 23 years old. Being like still being persistent. A lot of people from like probably year 2 or probably 3 would have been like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm still persistent. Because listen, life is like college. You don't gotta go to college to learn certain things unless you're a doctor and a lawyer and other
Yeah.
that necessary stuff. Yes,
Yeah.
but entertainment, sports, all the other stuff that really don't need a college grad like diploma and stuff like that. Do it. You're going to have to go through it regardless. You got to go through those stages.
Yeah.
So I
And
felt
do you find, Samuel, though, that the more successful you are, the people are waiting to pounce on your failures?
so no, because I have a friend. I had a conversation with my friend the other day about that. He's like, it's crazy. Like as soon as as soon as people start seeing you for real, like they gonna start doing certain stuff. And I'm like, you know what? Like it happens. It's like I see it like this. I had a conversation with myself. I say, when things start doing well, like you get in a different level. Of course, people are gonna want you because you're at your job, right?
Yeah.
When you're at your job you want to get the raise because people gonna see you differently.
Yeah.
But when you start slacking and you start doing stuff that's not high level stuff, of course people are gonna draw back from you.
Yes.
So when I see with the fame and all that, of course you're gonna have ups and downs. Of course you're gonna have highs and lows, like ups and downs, highs and lows. You're gonna have people come and go. It's just
Yeah.
how life goes. You can't hold on to something because if you're too strict on it, it's gonna die.
Yeah.
If you're too loose with it, it's gonna fall. But if you're able just to cup your hands and notice that certain things, like you see the holes right there a little bit,
Yeah.
you see the holes, you're gonna lose certain things, but at least you got the pile of sand in your hand and you're slow, like you're walking to your destination. So I just feel like, I mean, bring it on, but I'm not really worried about that. I'm so worried about like I'm just mostly for me. I'm really family oriented. I'm just want to make sure that my family, my friends are good, and especially with this project. I got a couple of projects in the tuck looking to build more upon just not with just projects, but a community. And we just like I'm gonna say it like this. With everything that we got going on, we're looking to build up a thing called WWYCU, and that's dedicated to artists and stuff like that. And it's a paid community where people can go to and gain like opportunities within it. And it's just not like no, oh, we're gonna give you opportunity. Here's this, here's the people I know. We're gonna give you a chance to actually pitch your ideas to other people within the audience that I help create
Right.
film, and it's going to be able to.
Show that badge closer to the camera.
Uh,
Yeah, show me this. What is it?
so
So,
basically,
so
so
you can explain it there. I can see one. Yeah.
Yeah, so basically what's going on with this, I thought about brand estate and the fact of me being able to give people the chance when they reserve their spot with the Timid Bunny. That's where we are right now on our reservation. You'll get this badge. It comes with 5 of them. But with this badge, as you can see, it says, let me see the glare. I reserve my spot for TTB, and it shows that you're dedicated to what we got going on.
That's cool. I'm not
So
gonna. I'll
I
keep
thought
looking
about,
at it. Yeah, no, it's brilliant.
yeah, it just shows like not only just like you're dedicated, but this is a souvenir. This could be worth a lot of money once it's like it keeps going higher. So I hope to anybody who gets this, hold on to it. Like
And and
I,
you're
I
and you're going to send me one, aren't you, Samuel? You're going to send me one.
I'm like, listen, hey, I don't blame you. I don't blame. Well, sadly, I would say like this, like we're trying. Wait, okay, hold on a second. I don't mind doing that, but it's just like what we have now. Say like if you were like you feeling like inspired to like help us out with this project right now. Sadly, we only have them in the United States. We're looking to get them out in the country, but as of right now, they're in the United States. But hey, man, I got a
I,
couple of them. We can chat offline. I'll be like, hey. I keep you
I
up
could
for
be
real.
the
Like,
first. I could
it's
be the
all
first.
love. It's
The
all love.
first one in Ireland to have one. I could be the first one in Ireland to have one. Think
It's
about it, Samuel.
exclusive.
Think about
It's only in America.
it. Think about it.
Oh,
Okay,
for real.
so the Timid Bunny. When are you hoping to have it complete, or is there any plan for that, or
Oh,
are you still kind of working on different areas of it?
no, like I feel like this is a good chance for me to show like what I got going on. For right now, as we speak, we're on our reservation. We're doing our best. We're doing the best we can. We're doing podcasts. We're going out to events. We're doing cards. Actually, where is it? Where's the little homies? Hold on a second. I'll show you what I've been how I've been doing it. Where are you? Wait, is it in here? Yes, it is. So what we doing, hopefully for anybody that's out here, it may be old school. Trust. It may be old school. Boom.
Oh wow, that's not
Yeah.
old school. That's very modern. That is. That's very good.
And then Samuel Chambers.
Very. That's another thing you're going to send me to Ireland. There we go. That's two things.
I'm like, bro, listen. You're helping me out. A lot of people haven't asked me that. So of course, if you hey listen, if you want one, I'll pull one to the side for you.
We'll talk
I'll
about
pull,
once we finish recording. We'll talk about
yeah,
it.
we'll talk. We'll talk.
We'll
But
talk.
for everybody out there who's doing projects like that, hey man, I just got done talking to some people last night at the Kava joint where I'm from. And shout out to Sarah and Bodie, they're on the Kava spot in Bradenton. I met this one girl named Bree. She's doing a great thing right now with artists of all kinds and all mediums. And we talked about with the group from we got one coming up Saturday. But she was telling me how she really want to put artists out there, and I got a chance to speak with one of the. She's on the one artist that she's featuring, and he was like, "Bro, like, how do I get my brand or how I get my market out?" Bro, you got to get these people out. You got to show these people. You
Yeah.
got to show these people that this is something that you're passionate about. It's not just a one night thing, one thing like, oh yeah, I do music. No, you got to be active about it.
Yeah.
You got to say, I'm an artist. I'm doing this. Come to my show, and you just hit them with the card. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Oh, you're good. You're 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 gonna reach the top, I have to say, Samuel. I can see it. I can see it right here. So tell
Yeah.
tell me
Oh,
what would you suggest to somebody that is in the beginning of their journey? What would
yeah.
you say to them?
See, okay, okay. I tell this to everybody. Listen, if I was able to start over, I promise you, I would have this what I would have done. You can have the idea. Like, listen, I'm all for business. I'm straight. I'm for creative and business. But on the business side, you got to be able to sell the project in here before anything else. I would have been like started like if I was because my main focus was to sell it. If my main focus was to make it, I would have been telling people what the idea is.
Right.
Then I would have got their emails and got like a little journal, like a Substack or a journal entry thing that you can get the emails in.
Yeah.
And every time you go out, even if you can't afford these, because this was $35 for not for each one, but like for a stack. Wait,
Right.
wait,
It's funny.
hold on.
You're
See,
selling it now, Samuel. You're selling it now. Okay.
like,
Wow. Okay.
oh, shoot. Like this, it comes in a box. It comes in a box. But I'm telling y'all, make sure y'all have material that y'all can share y'all stuff with. QR codes, because as you can see right here, QR codes is helpful. Be sure to put your website at the bottom. Not a problem. But to get y'all up and running, please sell your idea first. If anybody steals it, it sucks. But 9 times out of 10, if you're an up and coming person, they're gonna want something successful.
Yeah.
So if you're able to sell somebody on the idea and they don't want to take the idea, but they want to learn more, keep them your card. Tell them about it. Do a journal entry. That's what I'm doing. When you in the show notes, hopefully, my website will be at the bottom of it. My website thing, it'll have a whole landing page dedicated to the Timid Bunny, and it'll have a journal entry area where you can see my journey from entry 1 all the way to 15. That's where we're on right now. And you just constantly let people know what's going on. Once you're able to build up the following, because they I'm gonna say this, they love an underdog.
Yeah.
But once you get to that point, it's kind of a little weird because you're not the underdog no more. You're the
No.
big guy now.
Yeah.
But I want you to understand that. Build up that audience. Let people know what you're working on. Show them what you're working on. Even if you don't have, like for me, right now, all I have is a script, two scripts, um, a style how I want it, and the idea of it, and the button. And
Anybody.
we're working on something. We're working on something right now with Bree. Her brand is called Aura, and we're going to be doing some little things with interviews and like not with interviews and a little bit of the behind the scenes work, the docu series that I got going on with the Timid Bunny, so people can see how trustworthy I am and see how the progression, but without having to read all the time, but they can see it. So for people who starting off, remember, sell the idea, go out there and pitch the idea to a lot of people. If they're interested, tell them, grab their emails, grab their phone numbers, let them know that this is going on with it. Cool, they like it. All right, nice. You got their emails, you got a little Substack, you got a little blog post area. Send that out every week. I'm doing it every Wednesday at 12:30, in case y'all wanted to know, on if you'll go to the site. But the fact that there's people willing to want to see this thing work shows how necessary to be. And once you have that thing, you have the reservation so you can get people on board and you take the cash and you put into your project in the beginning seed investment. I'm all for investors. They're helpful, but the community is way stronger when it's people that are really dedicated to you. Because that's all we want is attention. It's attention way more important than dollar bills. Because people who have their attention on you and they like you and they want to see things work, they're going to give it to you. They're gonna do their best. I've seen people secondhand will like putting their rent money on the line to go see somebody.
Right.
Go see an artist. The Weekend is doing his own thing. My homegirl literally said, "Yeah, I didn't pay my rent this week, but I'll make it back real quick." I'm like, "Your rent money?" And
Yeah.
she's like, "Yeah, here's the ticket." No, not the Weekend. The Tyler Creator. Tyler Creator. That's what she did. That's what she did. I was like, "Yeah, you're crazy," but you see how dedicated she is.
You're so motivational. You're so energetic. Um, all that's left for me to say is thank you so much to Samuel Chambers for chatting me on the Wellbeing Group podcast. Once the podcast released, we'll put all the links in. You can contact Samuel direct, and hopefully Samuel sends me a bunny badge very soon. So thanks so much, Samuel, for chatting me today.
No problem. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it a lot.
My pleasure.